Now, amidst the threat of US military action, Iran has said that consultations are underway to determine the date for the next round of nuclear talks with the United States. Trump has also signaled that the United States will push for talks to arrive at a potential deal with Iran. On the other hand, Trump's deputy J.D. Vance said that there are other options that can also be looked at. Our next report tells you more.
American troops are ready to strike. Iranian missiles are locked and loaded. A small trigger can unleash a firestorm. Washington and Tehran both say that they are willing to engage in more talks. For now, things look complicated. US President Donald Trump met Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in Washington. Trump says that he and Bibi agree that negotiations with Iran must continue to see whether or not a deal can be achieved. Tehran is also showing willingness to engage in diplomacy and says that the dates for the next round of talks are under discussion. This comes as an American nuclear-powered aircraft carrier USS Abraham Lincoln, along with other American warships, is on the prowl. Trump is now hinting that another aircraft carrier could be heading to the region.
As you know, we have a massive flotilla right now going over to Iran. We'll see what happens. I think they want to make a deal. I think they'd be foolish if they didn't. We took out their nuclear power last time, and we'll have to see if we take out more this time.
The US already has a massive military presence around Iran. About 40,000 American troops are deployed in its bases in Jordan, Qatar, and Iraq and Bahrain. Amid the war frenzy, Tehran says millions mark the 47th anniversary of the Islamic Revolution. Images from across Iranian cities show large number of people coming out and waving national flags. The images of support stood in stark contrast to the wave of protests just last month. It is a clear show of strength for the Iranian authorities. Iran has also reiterated its red lines. The country's president, Masoud Pezeshkian, has warned that Tehran would not yield to excessive demands, injustice and aggression.
We are honest with all countries in the world and with the people of Iran. We have stated repeatedly that Iran does not seek nuclear weapons and is ready for any verification of that. The US and Europe have built a long wall of distrust with their words, which will impede the progress of nuclear talks. Iran will never surrender to their excessive demands and will never yield to injustice and aggression.
On the other hand, US Vice President warns that if talks fail, then there are other options.
At this point, how confident are you in going the diplomatic route? Do you think that is still going to be successful, or we're leaning more towards a military strike?
Well, look, the president's told his entire senior team that we should be trying to cut a deal that ensures the Iranians don't have a nuclear weapon. But if we can't cut that deal, then there's another option on the table. So I think the president's going to continue to preserve his options.
But with both sides engaging in talks and a war of words on the sidelines, tensions continue to simmer in West Asia. The region remains on edge, and a tiny spark could ignite an all-out war. Bureau Report, WION World is One.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.